Hello everyone, this is Khaled and welcome to a new Xbox video. So in my previous videos, I have gone through showing how to install Hempri applications, how to load the exploit, the kernel exploit that have been released for the Xbox system OS. In today's video, I'm gonna show you a way that you can switch between the network payload exploit to the other way. So when this exploit released, it was dependent on having an application called Advanced File Explorer for Trust, which basically this application needed to be downloaded at the time from Microsoft Store. And it's like a two-part application. So to download the main application, then you need to get the full trust one, and then you need to integrate them together. So it was kind of tricky. Some people missed out on having this application totally, and they had to wait until the network payload exploit have been released. So the new way of to exploit the Xbox was to load some sort of server and supplying the run.exe and the stage2.pen through one terminal window, and then opening the NETCAT on a port 7070 to other windows. So it was something like making it like in a caching state, or like it's not a permanent thing. So if you manage to use the Advanced File Explorer way, you didn't have to load every time the game server or something like that. So the files is residing there on the local state of game script, and it's much less, it's more convenient to have only one screen that you can target. So to shift from the way that the current exploit, using the network, I have shown that previously on my video. So you have two windows here, one with the payload server and you supplying the stage2 and the run.exe. The other one was for the NETCAT using opening or listening for port 7070 on the server. And then we had another one. This was for the advanced privilege, so we can have some more control on port 1337 to install the apps. And then after launching all three applications together, then you come here on the Xbox itself and you start running the code here, so it can trigger the exploit. So what it doing, what this doing is it's trying to supply this exploit here using the game script specifically targeted, or like specifically using the information for the network exploit, and then it start to trigger the other one, and you can have this access to the Xbox. So today I'm going to show you how you shift from this state to the other state, which was the released for the initial release, which just like you need to copy the basic files and put it on the local state of a game script application. That way you don't have to every time launch the payload servers, because every time you need to launch the exploit, if you don't have the advanced file explorer, you need to launch this window, which is making a payload server supplying these two files. So we need to move to these two files and put it on the local state. But how we can do that? Because we cannot do it through running the game script application which is running. We need to terminate it, because like some sort of a process hold here, you cannot like replace these files or do something else. So in my previous video I showed you how we can initialize a shell and listen to another port, which is 1337, and keep listening until we can have also an access here, which kind of convenient, because after we have this access here, we can basically close a game script application. We no longer need to have the port 7070 active, which will be terminated eventually after we closing this application here. And then we can copy these files directly to our the drives which containing the local state of the game script application. So to put this in context, I went ahead and downloaded the two files. So inside of each file, so this is the initial release, which was released last week and at the time of releasing this video, and we have here the remote one, and each of them have a different game script application, because you cannot like use this game script in other ones. So the game script for the remote is only targeted for the payload server. The other one is only targeted when you have the files inside the local state drive. So we need to take these files and save it somehow inside the local state. So I went ahead and downloaded this, and I ended up with having these two files. So I have this one for the Advanced File Explorer, the other one, this one for the remote with the payload server. So let's do one thing. Let's extract these files, and we'll have the files here, and let's extract the other one. We have the other here. So we have here the files that we need to use. So we have here, this is for the Ducky script. So this game script application is different than that one. So you cannot like switch between both. So you need, when you're using the payload server, you need to use that one. If you're using the normal way with the Advanced File Explorer, you need just like to move these two files and then execute this application, this script app. So we need to copy all these three files and put it inside the Xbox itself. So the way to do that is we need to you need to have the USB files I have supplied on how to install the Homebrew or the Xbox UWP files. I will leave a link on the description, and let's extract this also so you can have an idea what we are doing. So these files need to be copied in the root of the USB drive. So the USB drive, when it's connected to the Xbox, is on the drive or mounted at letter D. So this is how we can access. So what we need to do is just take these three files, and then from the first release, not from the network release, copy them, paste them on the root of the USB drive. So you need to copy all these files and then paste it inside the root of your USB. Next, you need to, if you want to have the access, which enabling the internal dev unlock and app model unlock and allow development without dev license enabled. So if you need these functions to work, you need to have the custom exe, which is located inside this folder. So we have this folder. Let me go back here where the folder went. One sec. So we have this collateral. This is the custom run. So you need to replace the run that you have already from the first release. You need to copy this file, and you will find here the size of this file is 146 kilobyte. You need to paste it or replace the one supplied, which is 45 kilobytes. So this file is giving you the unlock of the dev mode. So it's better to have this file over the other one, because this will give you more access to the kernel. So once we have the run.exe and the stage2.ben and the game script autosave all in that in the USB drive, we need to copy these, put them on the USB stick, and stick it to the Xbox itself. And then we need to initialize the Xbox exploit. So let me switch back to my Xbox, and I will enable the Xbox now. And let's go ahead and have this custom bin. So I have already done it, and I have transferred these files, so I'm no longer opening that, but I will show you how you can still launch it from your end. So after launching the payload server, same steps that I have shown before on the previous video for installing the application. So you need to, if you're still on the payload server thing, you need to launch the payload server with the stage 2 and stage and the run.exe. You need to listen for port NC 7070, and then you need to open and listen also for with the NETCAT for port 1337. So you need to keep these three windows, and then you need to come to the Xbox and do the exploit. So I will be opening now the NC command. So I have already done. So let me open a new terminal admin. So I have here terminal admin, and I will do currently, because I have already copied the file, so I no longer need to do the server thing. So I will be doing the 7070 listening here. One of the things that you might experience that you can see something like that, can't grab 0007070 with bind. And to resolve this issue means that the some process ID is getting in hold of the port 7070. So what you need to do is you need to find this process and kill it. So to do that, you need to paste this command which is net. Let me go back. Sorry. Which is net state space dash ANO space. And then you need to put this command. I will leave the command bind, and then you can find here port 7070, and you will see here the port number. So this is the process ID. So you have here the port number, and then this is the process getting on hold. So we need to kill this process, and the way to kill this process is to do a task kill. So we need to supply in here the process ID, and after the PID. So it's 4784. So we have here a termination successfully. So let's you need to do it with the command prompt. I mean terminal window. So CMD open with administrator privilege to do that, because if you do it with the normal command prompt, it will tell you that you need high privilege. So let's again go and find if there is anything having port, and you might experience that also again some process is utilizing that. So again you need to come and kill this process. So I will 13008, and then we terminate it. Let's check back again to check if nothing. So if you didn't get anything here, means that the port is free now. So what we can do is we can go and execute our listening here. So I'm installing NETCAT directly, so I have a handle. I don't need to use it from anywhere. So I use something called Chocolatey. So this one you can search. It's some sort of PowerShell that it can give you access and install some applications directly, like npm, if you're aware of how the Node.js working. So it's something called in Windows ecosystem called Chocolatey. You need to search for that. I will leave a link on the description. Install it, and then you can install the search for NETCAT on it, and it can be installed globally on your Windows machine. One thing to note that you might find it's trying to block, because Windows can discover it, or find it something that can harm your PC. So you need to put some folder exclusion in the Windows Defender application, so it will not it will allow installing this application. So this is another topic, but if you can do it from Chocolatey, okay. If you don't, and you have NC already running, NETCAT already as an application, you need to just supply your go to navigate to your NETCAT exe directory and execute the command with the lvnb prompt. Okay. I hope it was not blocking the view because of the Xbox. Okay, let's. So now we have all the commands. We have the tasks in hand. So let's execute. Again, it's mentioning the same. So it seems that it's kind of grabbed this while we're speaking. So let's check again. We have another port. We have another process ID. So let's kill that one again. So it's kind of this is happening on runtime. So I'm good that having these, so you can also know how to resolve this kind of issues. Let me check. Now there's nothing. Now let's run the port. Now we are listening on port 7070 for anything. So we'll keep that here, and then I need to also to make another terminal window. And this time I will make the same command, and I will put port number 1337. Okay, so now I'm listening on the two ports. Okay, so this is happening because I've already done the process of having these files already on my remote application. I mean, now already I have them on the local state, so that's why. But in your condition, you will have to run the payload server for the first time, so you can inject them and to be able to have all running. So we have now these two terminals. Now let's go to the Xbox and execute the exploit. So I'm navigating here to GameScript application, and then I will go to show code, and then I will go to run code once. And now I sit and wait. Could take up to 30 to less than 1 minute, and we should have access to the file system. So make sure again to execute this, to listen to this port first before executing the exploit. So coming back to Xbox, I'm making everything ready here. So I have 2 windows instead of 3 because I have done this process. I'm gonna show you how you can do yours, but it's the same concept. So if you still have the network payload server, you need to run it along with this 2 windows, same as I explained in the how to run the applications or install the homebrew applications on the Xbox, the UWP apps. So first you need to run the port 70, and then you need to run the 13337. In my previous video I have shown that we need to run them both, but we need for sure, I found it like a better way that we can first run the port 7070 after we get a hook with the system. Then before executing the command, we can initialize the other port. So let's go ahead and execute the port 7070. We're still not executing that port, and navigate to the Xbox in our kernel, in our game script application. So let me go back to window, and then I will show code run, and then I will run the code once. So we sit and wait until we get a hook on the system and get connected with port 7070. So I still didn't run the port 1337. I will run it in a moment after we get a hook with that system. So let's wait a bit. And hopefully we get something on port 7070. Say we started have attempting to find kernel base, and then we have access. Okay. So once we get an access, you will find this on the S drive. So we have here now this running on the S drive. And what we need to do now is execute a patch file located on the USB. So what you need to do is just copy and paste the command, which is d column slash d double column slash da underscore shell dot pat. This file we moved it already on the USB drive, so we can have this file already. And make sure that you connected the USB drive, and then you need to execute this file. So now we have a task created, and we should have an access. So now we can execute the NC 1337. Let me rephrase that. So let's kill this. Let's run it first. We need to run first the 1337, and then we need to execute the patch file. So now we get an access. As you can see here, we have a connection, we have the kernel version, everything here. So this one can be treated now as if we are having also a shell access, same like here. Okay. So at this time, what we need to do is just like completely terminate game script. So on Xbox itself, we need to press home button, come to game script application, and quit this application. So now we no longer have any access with that, and you can see here we lost the access here. So you can see here it's mentioned that like we shifted back to the Windows server, but here on the opposite side we still have access to the exploit. I mean, this is the D drive on the which is the USB drive on the shell itself. The reason that I killed the exploit, I mean the GameScript application, is that I released any hook on this process or any files, any locks that might prevent us from copying or overwriting the files that we need to shift to the local state folder of the specific application, because this is the application is running. There is like some handlers on like locks on the files. We cannot like replace them or something like that. It will not allow us to do that. But with the port 1337, we still have access and we can do our process normally. So we still have access to the drive. So this brings us to where to save these files. So we know that these files already we see here the run.exe. Up here we can see the what it is, the stage 2. We have down also the stage 2.ben, and we have the GameScript autosave. But where we can save these files? So the location of saving the files was mentioned on the website here. It was add the Q drive users, user merge, app data, local packages, and then this is the name of the package of GameScript application. And then you can see here the local state folder. So you need to navigate to this if you have the official GameScript application from Microsoft Store. Okay, so the Q drive is targeted for Xbox Series S and X. For the Xbox One, you need to have you need to navigate to the U drive. So in our the U drive. So let me put it on the text here. The U drive. Okay. So again, on the Xbox One, this location is not on the Q drive. This location is the U drive. Okay. And the Xbox Series S and X, it's in the Q drive. Okay. So you need to navigate to the package from that path. You will not find it directly, but you need to navigate through the application, because if you try to do a dir, some applications like the folder of app data will not be shown and all that stuff. So you need to either copy and paste it from the GitHub page, or you can like type it yourself. So this is for the application which have been downloaded from the marketplace. Some people like me have downloaded the application from other places, meaning that I have shown how, that I experienced a problem with my Xbox when something happened and I had to reset the Xbox itself, and I got the ability to reinstall the application somehow from re-uploading it or adding it through another partner account. So the folder itself, the naming is not the same. It depends on what was the name of the package. So you need to check what was the name of the package. You can check that from the app manifest, and then you can determine what is the package name or the folder name or whatever that it was deployed here. In my case, it was different. It was not this Constantine, but for everyone who downloaded the application from the official Microsoft Marketplace when it was there, this would be the case. So you need to use this. You'll find it in your drive, but in mine it was not. So to show you how that, I will be just navigating to the my packages, and let me open the GameScript app. And what I will do now is I will make a CD and then I will go to this bus. Okay. So now I'm inside this bus. So let's make a dir. I need to shift to the U drive, and then I make a dir. So as you can see here, this is the packages inside my local state. And one of the things that you can see is that inside my local state, I have different naming. I don't have the Constantine one thing that's mentioned here, that 277. You cannot find it here. I don't have that thing here. My application is different. So this was my application. Okay, so I need to CD to this drive. So this folder. So I will do a CD, and then I will do dir. So as you can see here, I have the local state folder. So I will CD to the local state. So I can just like highlight and right click on it, and then right click here, and then I will do dir. And you can see here I have the game script autosave.txt, I have run.exe, and I have stage2.ben. But the reason that I have them, because as I mentioned, I already copied them. I done this process before. So for you, what you need to do is just make sure of the path that you need to target. So we will use a simple copy command from the command prompt. So it's a copy space, and then the source file, which is the run.exe, for example, the D column.run.exe space, then the target place. So the target place should be the full path with the run.exe, and then you put space slash y, because backslash y, because this is a copy with replace. So if the file is there, it will replace the file. So make sure that you put the backslash y, so you can make sure that it will replace the file. So I need to do this 3 times, one for run.exe, so as you can see here, and one for stage2.ben, as you can see here, and then one for game script autosave.txt. One thing to note for this game script autosave, before moving it to the USB drive, for the ease of use, you need to open the file itself. So let's go back to the folder that I have containing this. So let's go back to my USB drive. I put it on the USB drive, so it should be technically here. Yeah. So I have this game script autosave. So this is the files that I transferred to the USB drive. Just what you need to do is to open this file and then put your host IP address. Host IP address is your PC IP address. Otherwise, it will show like this inside the game script application, and you need to type it again inside the Xbox itself. So it's better to change it from here. So what you need to do is type the IP address of your PC. In my case, it's 192.168.1.185. Okay, and save that on the USB drive before moving it, before copying it, because it will save you one step that you need to type the host IP address. So edit this file and paste it on the USB before moving it, so it can be having the proper IP address of your machine. Okay. So again, we need to come and do this copy for these 3 commands, and once you've done that, it will be saved on the drive. So as you can see here, the saving itself, it's different from the running by each day. So I have the files modified already, and as you can see here, that it's have been replaced and copied. Once you've done that, so we are using now the game script file, which is the script file from the initial release, which was required for using the advanced file explorer. You don't have to run this screen anymore, so you don't have to run this one anymore. What you can just do is just like have the run the exploit through the NC on the 7070, and then run the game script exploit, and then now you can just like run the shell drive again to have access to the 1337. So in case if you need to do something with an installation of any homebrew apps, or like do whatever, or like close this application, you have still access here. So with this way, we eliminated the payload server thing, and now we can utilize the version 1 release, which was directly not requiring us to have every time load the payload app, because we permanently have shifted these files on the local state for our application. Again, it depends on what is your local state application package name is. In my condition here, in my state here, that it's different package because I had it from another source, but normally it should be this package, which is same as it mentioned on the GitHub page. So that's it. So this is how you can convert or switch from the payload server to the semi-permanent, or you can say that like the initial release of this exploit using the custom run. I highly suggest that you use the custom run, because it's give you the unlock, and you can do these cool things of installing the application. So it's like opening up div unlock and opening the div license and all that stuff. So definitely go for it. I mean, it will save you a lot of time, and like it will be only dependent on the NC NetCat opening for the port 7070 and 1337 for installing the apps and playing up with the exploit. I hope the video was informative. Please, if you like the video, please leave a like. If you haven't do a subscription yet to my channel, please do so because it helps a lot. I'm planning to release a lot of videos, and you can share it also with a friend that who's interested or have an Xbox and like wanted to play with it with the currently released exploit. And see you guys on the next one. Bye for now. Thanks.